I want to ask one more thing about Dusty Rhodes and then we'll move on. I saw in all my research I did for our Jim Herd interview over at adfreeshows.com that when Jim's run comes to an end with Turner, he essentially goes to Petrick and says, "Hey, Dusty or me, can't be both. One of us has to go." And supposedly, and it was written in the newsletter, that just based on the reaction to that sentence, Jim Herd knew, okay, it's me, I got to go. And ultimately he's out of there, and it was a huge weight off his shoulders. He's going home to St. Louis and he's done with wrestling. But Dusty hadn't even been there very long. And supposedly, again, this is from the newsletter, Matt Watch, Steve Beverly's Matt Watch is where all this came from. Supposedly, before he leaves the building and vacates the premises, he goes and gives an earful to guys like yourself and Magnum and Dusty and a few others, saying, you guys didn't help me and you were trying to, play politics and blah, blah, blah. Well, you can have it. Do you remember his frustration with Dusty specifically? What was it about Jim Herd and Dusty Rhodes that just didn't work?
Well, based on the numbers that we were earning on various fronts that the booker would have direct impact on, just in the raw numbers themselves, Herd felt that Dusty was failing, statistically failing. And one of Dusty's fortes back in the day was he kind of made his mark, became a great booker on that summer of Great American Bash tours. He had a pretty good way of getting out in front of it, coming up with the concepts, the best of 7, best of 5, hairs and dog collars and all this other shit. He had a pretty good handle on that. He was not doing that at that time. Herd caught me and Shivani. Where was it? We might have been going to lunch there at the food court of the CNN Center. And I remember saying something like, well, you guys got your way. You got what you wanted. I'm out of here. And we were not even in that lobbying political horseshit.
Right.
I mean, no, I didn't. That, to my own detriment, I didn't build a good enough relationship with Jack Petrick and Bill Shaw, who was a real piece of shit, as I should have. It wasn't good for my career. I should have done better in that world, but I didn't. So, and I had a lot of fun with Herd. I enjoyed being around the guy. Again, he didn't have product knowledge. And here's the problem. He's like guys I mentioned in television broadcasting that make decisions on a wrestling show when they're guessing. They don't really know what the hell they know what they like. They know what they're supposed to say. They're not really sure why they say it.
Right.
And the impact of what they say is going to have on the roster. So consequently, Herd, I just thought Herd was, you interviewed him that one time, Conrad. It was a great interview, and I know you got more plans, but golly, man, he was a fun guy to be around, telling football stories and playing in Kentucky and, marrying a flight attendant like I did. Just a fun guy. But when it came to talking the business, not so much fun. Because he thought that what he had learned from Sam Muchnick in St. Louis was enough.
Right.
To get him down the road to where he wanted to be. So, but he told Shivani and I, I hope you guys are happy. You got your wish. I'm going home. Screw this. So, and I understand how he felt. He was pissed off. And I felt bad on that conversation. I don't think Tony and I said shit. What are you going to say?
Right. What can you say to that? Yeah.
So, but yeah, I had heard he had had a little quick caucus with some others, but he wanted to get stuff off his chest. He got it off his chest before he walked out the door. I don't find anything wrong with that.
Today's topic, Starrcade 1990 Collision Course. We are knee deep in the Crockett era. Well, pardon me. We are knee deep in the Jim Herd era, and it is coming to a close here. Herd's going to be not long for this world, not too terribly long after this show. He's out of here. And there's lots of speculation to go around. We discussed it briefly in our conversations with Conrad Peace over at adfreeshows.com, but collision course, that phrase, that was a Jim Herd like catchphrase around the office, right?
I guess it was. It could very well could have been. I mean, there's a lot of things said around that office, cliches and otherwise. It was a unique time to be employed by a wrestling company that didn't want to be a wrestling company. That was something you woke up with every day. Well, is today the day they're going to shut our ass down? We're all going to be looking for something. You never knew. So yeah, Herd was not too long after that. They moved to another failure. So, and then that wasn't then another failure. It's the same shit. It was people making decisions that didn't have any product knowledge. And I will assure you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a salesperson and you don't know more about your product that you are selling than those that you are selling to, you're bound for failure. Product knowledge as a salesperson is not just a priority, it's the priority. And we had so many people making decisions and influencing top line items at WCW that had no product knowledge. They thought they did was the sham. They thought they did, and that was the problem. But they didn't have. They'll come here from Sickle, and so consequently, it was just a one day of running into each other after the other day, and the only reason it was fun to be there is because they were paying Shivani and me big money for that era. Thanks to me, by the way. Ask him sometime on the show.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.